Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal's unbeaten run comes to an end, so we're going to react to that. And there's a whole heap of Chelsea news in regards to Mendy possibly injured, a little bit of update on Ben Chilwell. But the interesting topic is definitely Mendy. We've got to talk a little bit about him.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. First up, what we want to do is react to that Man United victory versus Arsenal. I mean, I kind of had this feeling maybe this would happen. The momentum that Man United was sort of gathering over the past few weeks with 3 out of 3 victories, even though they weren't playing well. As a matter of fact, I've actually watched all of those 3 matches against Liverpool. It was resolute performance, counter-attacking performance, and they did well against Southampton. I think Southampton probably could have got some points out of them. And against Leicester, I mean, Leicester's in a bit of a mess. You saw what Brighton did to Leicester. And on top of that, I think Leicester, Man United only ended up winning, I think, 1-0. So they held on. They could have scored a few more, actually, in that match, Man United, but so could have Leicester as well. Nonetheless, they get themselves the 3 wins. Now, on this particular match, I just had this feeling that just perhaps, Man United was going to do the trick on Arsenal. Look, I didn't get to watch the entire match. I had to sleep. I was way too tired from all the watch-alongs and the late nights from the night before. But I just saw the highlights. I have to say, I don't even think Arsenal played that bad. And this is just purely from watching the highlights, right? There was an opportunity there was a goal disallowed for Martinelli. I personally don't even think that was a foul on Eriksen. I could be wrong. I need to see the footage again, but it looked like it was a bit of a soft foul. Saka seemed like he took snatched the ball off Eriksen, and Martinelli, is turning out to be another superb player for Arsenal. If he can stay injury-free, this guy, watch out for Martinelli. That pace that he exhibited for that disallowed goal and that strength as well, finished too. Shame that it was disallowed. Odegaard, that's the kind of a player that we miss, I feel like, in Chelsea Football Club. Odegaard, the way he orchestrates that midfield and finds those passes through the centre, that is something I think Thomas Tuchel really wants to see at Chelsea Football Club. That is something that he got upset about against West Ham. Look, I don't know what is blocking some of our midfielders to do that. Is it the fact that they're worried that if they mistime a pass and it's a transition and it ends up being a goal, that they're going to be blamed? Is it that? Are they scared to make the tougher passes, so they go for the easier sort of side to side? I find it very hard to believe that that's what Thomas Tuchel wants our football club to do, to predominantly play side to side. I don't think that's all they train. Do you know what I mean? In the training ground. So, look, yeah, Odegaard played really well. As I said, that's the kind of a midfield I would cherish at Chelsea Football Club right now, to feed some of our attackers. Gabriel Jesus, man, this guy would have been tailor-made for us. Would have been tailor-made as a number 9 who can drop deep, play in the half spaces as well, whether it's right side, left side. We've said this many a times on this channel, but look, Man United, classic Man United, obviously they did counter, but there were times where they played nice possession-based football as well. I mean, look, this isn't Erik ten Hag football at the moment. This is, for me, still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer counter-attacking football. I don't think Erik ten Hag has got what he needs to do in this particular football club as yet, but it's early days. But the thing about Man United that you have to say is, they're getting the wins. And this is what I say when we talk about being patient, when we talk about being in a rebuilding phase, you still need to go out there and get those victories. And what these guys have been doing in recent times, and I know they had a poor start, I'm not forgetting that one bit, but they're now grinding out wins against Southampton, Leicester, obviously big wins against Liverpool and Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? I hope when we come across, our best game so far this season has been the Spurs game, and it was a draw. Of course, the refereeing situation was a bit mad there, but this is what I'm trying to say, that we've got to still be able to pick up wins. That win against West Ham was very important, but needed that victory against Southampton, didn't need to be battered by Leeds. Leeds now goes on and gets beaten by everyone else. But yeah, good performance from Man United. Marcus Rashford, a lot of people are saying he's back. I don't think so. I think this kind of football really suits him, that counter-attacking. A couple of goals that he scored were pretty much counter-attack. The other thing that Man United has is players like Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes in midfield that are able to find those key passes, especially Eriksen as well. Like he's such a good signing for them on a free. I wish we were able to get someone like Eriksen, but Anthony gets a debut goal. That goal, man, you wish Hakim Ziyech was able to do that kind of stuff for us. But look, yeah. Erik Ten Hag is using Anthony as the widest right player. See, that's the thing. And this is what Ten Hag did with Hakim Ziyech as well, as the widest right-sided player. He literally just hangs out on that side and, looks for that kind of opportunities where he's the open person on that right side. And at times, with possession, he'll basically force the fullbacks to come towards him, which will open up those half spaces. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We don't do that at Chelsea Football Club. Let's now look into some of the Chelsea news. Look at this. Look at the interesting stuff that's been happening. All the stuff that David Moyes said, and Declan Rice as well. I'm going to share a footage, no sound or anything like that. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that footage online. They've said, and their actions were quite aggressive post-match. And I get it. Maybe there was some controversy around the situation, which we'll talk about. That goal obviously disallowed for Maxwell Cornet. But they just escaped all punishment. It's mad. David Moyes will not face any disciplinary action after the FA reviewed his comments and decided they didn't meet the threshold. They didn't meet the threshold. This guy literally said that was a horrendous decision. That was a horrible decision. I don't understand what Thomas Tuchel said was any different. I think the only thing you can say is Thomas Tuchel said that our players are scared. Our fans are worried. This guy has, Anthony Taylor has provided many decisions against us, Mike Dean. That's probably the only thing. But David Moyes more or less said the same thing without saying the fact that this referee, he's pretty much said the refereeing was horrendous. How they disallowed that goal was criminal. Like, I don't understand how he escapes punishment. Declan Rice, I don't understand how he is probably one he should have been punished, because some of the stuff that he said was crazy. He actually went out and said, it looked like you guys got paid to post-match. I'll show you the clippage. Declan Rice has also avoided punishment after his comments, and he was going off in social media with tweets straight after the match. He was rattled. I actually tweeted back saying, Declan, this is not a good look on you if you want to play for Chelsea Football Club. PGMOL, the body that governs and looks at a match post-match to assess how the VAR and refereeing was. They've also said, has ruled out the West Ham second goal was wrong to be ruled out and will take lessons from outcome. Oh, really? You came out post-match Chelsea's match against Spurs and you didn't see anything wrong with Cucurella's hair being pulled by Romero, yet you think this situation where I actually think it was a foul on Mendy, even though it was a whole messy situation we created, that's by the by. But I feel like Bowen did leave a foot behind on Mendy, and personally, I think that was a foul, albeit all mess created by us. But the fact that you don't think PGMOL, the body, you don't think that Cucurella's situation should have been a foul, and it should have been post-match, post-year assessment should have been said that it was a mistake. And you think this wasn't a mistake. Like, if it wasn't for Mike Dean coming out 4 days later saying that he got it wrong, I don't think anyone would have talked about that whole Cucurella situation at all. So it's mad. You can clearly see there is certain agenda. There is certain agenda against Chelsea. They don't like Chelsea, man. They really don't like Chelsea. It's mad. So yeah, this was a nice comment from Matisse, by the way. Oh, really? How comes they didn't have this energy when Cucurella got a haircut at Romero Barber's? It's so true. It's so true. Okay, and this is the clip, by the way. So Declan Rice, post-match, was walking off, and he's literally screaming at the at the referee, saying, "How could you get it wrong? How could you even drop the F-bomb?" And then he goes on to say, "It seemed like you got paid." This is exactly what was being said in this video. So how Declan Rice escapes punishment and all the shenanigans that he had post-match in Twitter, I don't know, man. Okay, Thomas Tuchel provides Ben Chilwell fitness update amid Chelsea heroics. Look, apparently Thomas Tuchel obviously appreciates the fact that what Ben Chilwell was capable of doing and helping us to win with that goal and that winning assist as well. But he goes on to say that fitness, I think, he goes over here speaking to the media after the win. He said, "Fitness, I think he has the full fitness he can have from training and preseason matches. Of course, he can feel fitter and be fitter if he is playing in consecutive Premier League matches. In my opinion, he lacks rhythm and a bit of feeling from the game. This is what I've seen in training. The player always thinks he's ready. I think there are some things still missing." Look, I personally think he looked a lot sharper in that match against West Ham. Now, I'm not someone who's in training. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel sees him on a day-to-day basis. But I feel like in this upcoming match against Zagreb, this is probably a good time to give Ben Chilwell a start now. And I'm not going to take this match lightly one bit. First game of the Champions League group stage match. We don't want to have a banana skin with Dinamo Zagreb and, fold. We need to go off in a good situation and win this particular match. I would start Ben Chilwell at left wing back. One distinct thing so far, and it's early days for Cucurella. He's, as I said previously as well, Cucurella hasn't had a preseason either. He's literally just come in and started playing matches. But the one thing that I like about Ben Chilwell is he attacks the box a lot more. I think this is something that Cucurella needs to do. And I'm not taking anything away from Cucurella. I love Cucurella. You know that. He's already got a couple of assists as well. So he has that attacking ability. I've seen it in Brighton. So as the season progresses, I think we can see that. But the thing about Ben Chilwell is he attacks the box a lot more. He gets into goal-scoring positions, gets into good crossing positions as well. So, look, I would start Ben Chilwell against Zagreb in Champions League at left wing-back. And I could even potentially think about having Cucurella as LCB and move Koulibaly in the middle. So that could be a potential scenario. You guys let me know how you feel about that. I think it's time we start giving Ben Chilwell a bit of a run of games and get him up to the level, because a fit Ben Chilwell will add goals and assists for us, which is important. At the moment, we lack in all of those departments. Thomas Tuchel reveals extent of Edouard Mendy's injury amid recent poor form for Chelsea. Is he injured, ladies and gentlemen? Apparently, that knock from Bowen got him a little bit injured. It's still a bit unclear. This is what Thomas Tuchel had to say. We'll just talk about that. And obviously, we'll talk about his form a little bit. It is interesting. What do we do with Mendy? He was in a lot of pain, and we have to see, said the German boss. It's too early to comment on that. I think at the moment, he's a bit unlucky in what he is doing. In training, he is fantastic, and he's, in general, a very calm and self-reflective guy who's aware that he lacks a little bit of luck at the moment. Things do not go in his favor. If he has maybe a situation where his action isn't 100% clear, he gets punished for it massively. He's just in this moment, and it feels like it's not much his fault. Thomas Tuchel says, in a situation where his action isn't 100% clear, West Ham game, the first goal that we conceded, and obviously the second one was disallowed for West Ham, but the goal that we conceded against West Ham, he comes out, he's got to be more commanding in the box and really punch that ball out. He literally missed that ball, and the ball then bounced in and around the box, and eventually Antonio got that winner. Even the header backwards from Reece James, Mendy was unclear what to do, and then he rushed in and he palmed it straight onto Maxwell Cornet. So it's our mess that we created. Obviously, I still think he got fouled, but it's not just that. We've seen Mendy being dodgy already this season. Leeds, last season, plenty of times. West Ham, there was times against Real Madrid. There was many other matches as well where his ball playing has been under pressure. He seems to be in a sort of 50-50 situation in mindset in certain times. He hesitates, which then creates chaos. I think it's probably a good time once again against Zagreb to just give Kepa a chance. I don't want to make too many changes. I'd probably just make those, Ben Chilwell and Kepa change and just freshen things up a little bit. Maybe just allow Mendy to just chill out for a little bit. Some people are saying, is the departure of Peter Cech causing a bit of an issue for Mendy? I don't know. But look, he's been a bit suspicious in recent times. Shot stopping still in elite level. There are a couple of times where he's missing that as well now. But it's that whenever he gets that ball, and sometimes when crosses come in, he's not as clear as he used to be in that Champions League winning season, and also, I suppose, early days of Frank Lampard days. So, look, I think Thomas Tuchel needs to harbour, once again, good competition here. I know he doesn't want he wants clarity in this position for goalkeeping situation. Like, Mendy is my number one goalkeeper, but I think some sort of competition needs to kick in here. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about this Mendy stuff, because I am slight bit concerned, and maybe a little bit of break could possibly help out. And someone like Kepa, let's give him a shot, man. I mean, he's the second keeper, and for me, he's too good to be second keeper, to be honest. He probably should have left. But now I'm thinking it's good that he hasn't left. It's a good time to rotate some of these goalkeepers and create that healthy competition environment. Crystal Palace will make a serious bid to Chelsea for Conor Gallagher in the next transfer window if his dream is shattered. They have the money to bid if the fee is 20 million plus add-ons. Why is our players always 20 million? Gordon goes for 60 million, yet this guy who had a stellar season, Conor Gallagher, for Crystal Palace is 20 million. Get out of here. First of all, I think, Conor Gallagher, we have to monitor him till at least December, January, when the January transfer window opens, how he performs. So far, his performances, I'm a bit worried. It looks like it's a bit of a mismatch. It's a bit of a misprofiling. But I'm still happy to be patient. I really am, because I rate this guy, his attitude, his work rate, but there's a lot of things that needs to improve ball playing wise, decision wise. It seems like it could be a mismatch at the time being, because Crystal Palace, let's be honest, they didn't play too much with possession. It was a counter-attacking team. With Chelsea, it's a different case. You're going to have to open up low blocks. You've got to be very good on the ball, very technical. So I want to give him the time, but if it doesn't work out by the time January transfer window comes out, we probably need to make a decision what we want to do with Conor Gallagher and look to add something else, something that we need. And hopefully by then the director of football, head of scouting network as well, comes in and identifies what is actually required in that midfield, because I feel like we need creativity. We need players that are able to find those key passes through the center and penetrate the defense through the middle. But we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps us up for all the latest. We've reacted to the Man United victory against Arsenal. We've gone through some Chelsea news as well. Let me know how you feel about everything we've talked about. Hope you've enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. See ya.